Hi, in this video I'll demonstrate you how to run coding agents, AI coding agents in Daytona containers remotely. Quick disclaimer, this video is moderately nerdy. We would need to copy paste some code and do some other stuff. And also there is a little bit catch in their price, and they have pretty generous free tier and they have reasonable tier 2. However, your containers do not have full internet connection, only restricted connection down to common connections like GitHub, NPM, and other package repositories, but no full access, and you won't get full internet access up until you get tier 3, which requires $500 top up. But even without that, we can get a lot of utility from these containers and to get agents to write some code for us remotely. First of all, imagine you just signed up for Daytona and you want to create your new container. They currently do not have a quick button to create a container in their UI interface, so we need to run some code. We'll just go to their homepage and we copy just this piece of code. I selected TypeScript, not Python. So I prepared a JavaScript file for that. I paste this code here and I will add this Daytona SDK to my local package. So it is installed, but this piece of code, this snippet, is a bit deceptive. You still need to go to their documentation and find that you need to obtain API key from them and TypeScript. Cool. And now you need your API key. So you go to API keys, you create a new key, and let's make it expire tomorrow. It presented us a key and we can reuse it here. Just reminding you that it's better to have some security hygiene and make sure that your API keys are not leaking anywhere. And basically all that stuff can potentially be harmful for your digital security, so yeah, do your homework. Now that we have this file prepared, hopefully we can create a container with TypeScript pre-installed. Cool. Seems like we created a container. Now if we go to sandboxes, we can see that we have another container which just been created. And we have this nice button here which starts a terminal. And boom, we are in a container. Let's quickly cd to home directory, so we're not sitting in the disk root. And basically from now on, if you want, you can run your Claude Code just like that. The container has Claude Code and Open Code pre-installed, and you can potentially log in to use your API account. So you would copy paste this URL, paste it in the browser, authorize this API key, copy that code they gave you, paste it here, and you have Claude Code here, even though you don't have network connection in this container, I mean, you don't have full internet access, you have access to all AI APIs like Claude and others. And with Claude, you can still do proper web search because Anthropic does web search on their side, so you just get it through their API. So let's check it. Any news about Anthropic? The Daytona, they've made a presentation last week and they've done something different. They basically used their API and provided as tools to the agent, and agent creates a new container for every new session. And this is different. We run the Claude inside container, and we'll get onto open code a bit later. It is slightly more interesting. Yeah, so as you can see, the web search works. However, for this to work in this fashion, you need to sit and look at this terminal, and it's probably suboptimal. So what we want to do is to install tmux. Yeah, there are some warnings due to lack of internet connection, but I think we should still be able to install tmux. Yay, it worked. So we did, traditionally we've done sudo apt update, and then we did sudo apt install tmux. And now with tmux, we can achieve new heights with our coding agents working remotely. Say we start Claude and we proceed and we do any news about Rocket Lab. Any new launches in New Zealand. And we started, and we quickly hit Ctrl B and then quickly D, and we are detached from tmux. And from this point we can even close the terminal, walk away, and then we can return to our Daytona container list. We can connect back to this running container, and we can do tmux attach, and you can see while we were away, Claude has finished research for us, which is pretty cool. And let's continue. So let's try another thing. Let's try with open code. So open code is also pre-installed on this container, and it basically just works. We currently have one of those free models available. So it works. You can potentially do the same trick as with Claude, with tmux, but we're going to do slightly different. We're going to use web interface and access this from the smartphone. To do so, we need some preparations. So first of all, we need to add some stuff to our environment variables. Daytona containers, at least this one by default, uses ZSH. So and we make silly password. It's silly to have password like that, but for demo purposes should be okay. And this is also from their documentation. This acquires the sandbox link for web. So let's quickly do that. Nano link.js, we paste this stuff and you copy your container name here. You paste your API key, same as we used to create a new container. So we paste our Daytona API key, same as we used to create a container. And we are nearly there. So we would quickly create a script to start our stuff. So maybe just this stuff. So what this script is going to do, it's going to start open code with web interface and then detach from it, so we can close the terminal and still be able to access it. And we run this. Cool. So it's supposed to start this we copy this link from the terminal, this URL, and Daytona warns you that this is Daytona stuff, and that's okay. And yeah, this is your own let's just run it from home directory, check that it works. Hi. Allow. Build me a snake game, something like this. And what we can do, we can just close it. We can close the terminal. And we can reopen the open code and still connect it and was running while we were away. If you hit exclamation sign on the keyboard, it switches to shell, so you can potentially run shell commands as you like in this web interface. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to switch to my phone and access the same address. So I'll do a bookmark of that, just give it some silly name, and I will jump onto this from my smartphone. All right, I'm in my browser and I'm typing dddd to access my mobile bookmark. I see the same warning. And look at that, I'm just accessing this thing from my phone. The only concern, it didn't ask for a password, which is suspicious. I think I did something wrong and you'd better be aware of this potential problem. Watch it closely. But anyway, as you can see, the session has resumed. You can do something like that. Do a self-review of all files and give me a report, and then I can just close it for some time and then open it again. Look at that, it was doing review while we were away, and this is your own Cloud AI agent. Alright, the reason why it didn't ask for the password is because I didn't source this HRC, and once I restarted container or sourced the RC file, it now asking for password as expected. So if we type our silly password, yeah, it works. Always pay attention to your security. Anytime you do stuff like that, you expose yourself to potential risks. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. See you next time.